Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts Brandon, Collin, and Aaron. On this week's show, Janky glue jig. How many fall decorations and pumpkins do you have in your house right now?
I mean, like, several.
Okay.
Plus, outside, Susan did the outside the door decoration thing today.
Okay.
We fixed the little sign thing that we had.
Oh, yeah?
It broke, so we glued it back together.
Oh, no.
We used I forgot. It like fell over at some point. It has like this arm thing that points out to the side, that has like the signs hanging on,
Yeah.
And at some point in being outside in its life, it fell over and broke.
Oh, no.
I think it was like 2 years ago, because last year we were going to get it out and fix it and then like got busy and forgot. So yesterday we dug it out and rigged up the world's jankiest glue jig and glued it back together. And then if it needs it, we're going to slam some nails through there because it's already rustic looking, right? So it doesn't even matter. Basically, we on one of the I just need you to picture this in your mind. You ready?
I'm terrified.
On one of the plastic totes in the garage, we laid the sign down. Underneath the sign, I wadded up a plastic bag and then set a box of drill bits under it to support it from the bottom. And then on the top, to hold it steady, we set a small toolbox just to act as the clamp, you see, because I don't own any clamps. And so this was how we engineered our sign to be glued back together.
It's all coming together.
So yeah, she has decorated the fall shelf. We're not too heavy on the pumpkins, right? There's a couple like small pumpkin decorations.
Sure.
There's the fall blankets have been brought out, right? So, we're in there officially embracing. There's now a mum and a pumpkin outside, like a real pumpkin. Boom.
Do you wash your pumpkins prior to setting them out? Because I hear this is a thing that people do.
Now, we did not, because if you're going for the rustic fall look, why would you wash a pumpkin?
Yes.
Right? Because it's of the earth, it's fall-y, it's like rusticy, it's dirty.
Mm-hmm.
This makes sense. And I can understand why you would like want to wash a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, right? To get it nice and cleaned off before you carve it. But no, especially because this pumpkin is sitting out on the porch. There's no need to wash it because it's just going to still sit outside.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And one of those like little white pumpkin, whatever those like Gordy things are, little white pumpkin thing. It's got one of those companions out there. So it's a whole thing. It's very nice. Yeah. So yeah, we're following it up over here.
I love it.
Good times. I'm assuming you are as well, as why you started with that.
Oh, actually, no, we haven't set out our decorations at all. I was just curious how you.
I'm like a slacker.
I know.
Falling behind.
We have a brand new pumpkin patch north of town that we need to visit. So, yes, it's called Little Bear Pumpkin Patch. Let me see.
That's a weird
Facebook
name for the one part of Missouri that doesn't have bears currently.
They're down by the lake. Oh, sorry. I said Little Bear. It's a Big Bear Pumpkin Patch.
Oh, man. Don't sell them short like that. Not even like it. They're gonna get grumpy with you.
But they just had their big grand opening this past weekend, and apparently it was a blast. I did convince the owner that they needed to make it pet friendly, so that was a win.
Well, hey,
very nice. Hey. And then,
pets and pumpkins weekend event.
And then we didn't go. But
wow, man. Sorry, Kobe, getting denied.
We went to a pumpkin patch when we lived in Lubbock, and we have a picture of him from 10 years ago, so it's fine.
I was gonna say that's a long time ago. He probably liked it and wants to have more pumpkin action.
He just wants.
And
to
you're
sleep.
denying the poor long dog the pumpkin.
He just wants to sleep these days.
I was gonna say he probably doesn't want to go at all. He's probably like, "Oh, home's good. Thanks, I'm fine."
Yeah, it's like, yeah. He's
Where's my
fine.
pillow? Let's go.
He's fine with it. Yeah. Yeah. No, we haven't set out decorations. We have been very slacking, but we are coming together slowly.
What are your clients gonna think when they come to your house and there's no fall decorations? They're gonna be like, "Nope, sorry, can't leave my dog."
Exactly. They're like, these non-festive people.
I know.
Can't bear to leave my dog with them. They're not going to be festive and celebrate. They're not going to love my dog at all.
There's still pumpkins in their house. They're
pumpkins in my house. Just very judgy people. That's all I deal with, I guess. Boy. No. The actual problem that I'm trying to solve is I am sitting on the second story, and my internet enters into my house in the basement, and
that's a place for it to come in.
It's a perfect place for it to come in. And so that's where like the router, and I've moved the Wi-Fi stuff down there because we've got little things that link together to create a network or whatever.
But like little pluggy anything.
Yeah. And it works pretty well. I'm just needing more consistent speeds. So I'm trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to run an Ethernet cable from my basement to my second story.
I know where my box of drill bits is located. So, yeah. I mean, how are you going to get to the floor? Drill bit, right?
Not drilling. I don't want to drill through.
Yeah, this is the school I work at. This is their solution. They just like run it through the ceiling and then just drop it down randomly. So there's just these blue cables just like hanging from a wall somewhere. Like, nope, your computer has to go there. Sorry. Like,
see,
I have some Forstner bits. Yeah,
I don't.
Get you a nice little hole. Boom. No. Perfect.
I have so I have the option of either. I mean, I'm going to have to run an Ethernet cable anyway, but I do have a cable coming into my office, but wasn't connected to anything. So I kind of want to see if I can get Megan or the kids to like jiggle it back and forth, if I can see where it comes into the basement. And then I can tie it onto an Ethernet cable and just pull it up through the wall.
Oh, that's true.
That's kind of my thinking right now. But
it's a plan.
It's a plan. I need to figure out like which cable it is and other stuff. So anyway.
Yeah. And like, do you need that cable for anything? Like, is it important?
It's there for a reason, or they had it in there for a reason, and I don't want to. I don't want to make a change to the house that, again, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that big of a change because if you run a cable once, you can fish the cable again. But I don't want to make a change that's going to make it like less appealing, or like, whenever we go to sell it or whatever, and have it be like, well, this is how he did it, but that was the only that's the exact way that he wanted or they needed it, but that doesn't fit your needs anyway. Trying to leave it generic enough, but whatever. That's what goes through my brain.
I mean, that's admirable, but also like I feel like it's fine. Like, who's not gonna? I mean, that's an improvement, right? Like,
yeah, it's an Ethernet
cable. Boom.
Yeah.
Now you can have internet stability upstairs. Hooray!
Yeah. Because it was really bad this past week, with internet speed, to the point where I was like, what speeds am I paying for? because I'm not getting like any. Like
none speeds.
It was like none speeds, all of the none. And I called and they were like, yeah, no, you're paying for pretty good speed. And
but why?
Yeah. And I was like, well, what's going on? So
Where did it go?
Like that was even after I had like reset everything and like reset the network and did all that crap. And so I had them. I was like, can you just like flash it real quick? And it seems to be working okay since they've done that. But I'm still like, I need to do something about this. So we'll see.
Weird. Hopefully it'll get. It's the internet is the worst. Like it's just so annoying. Like ours is, well, we all know that ours is just not good at all. But like, yeah. So it'd be fine. I went out and wiggled the little thing. So like, I think it was sort of falling down a little bit, our little antenna deal that our internet comes through. And so like, I wiggled it and I sort of propped it back up. And it seems to be working better. Knock, knock on wood. Since I did that. So
nice.
Yes. Perfect.
So do you wait, so do you guys get, is it satellite internet or
sorta? Yeah. It's like high-speed wireless.
So do you have that little receiver looking thing?
Yeah,
that
outside.
Like oh, yeah. Cool.
And then it comes to the wall to the router.
Yeah.
Our Wi-Fi router.
Okay.
But like, we have the... we're cheap about it, right? And so Susan has been with this company for like 1,000 years, and they used to be like here locally. Well, they sold the business like a long time ago to this other company. So now they're at like Nixa or something. And they kept us at the same rate because we had been, and we didn't upgrade anything yet. So like potentially we could be paying like, we could like upgrade and get like better stuff, but I don't really know how much more it would cost us to do that. So, but then again, like they've slowly raised the price, and it's still like pretty janky. So, so it's kind of like, well, we don't really know what to do because like other internet providers here are like notoriously bad,
Sure.
And so we have internet that kind of works. And so we're kind of afraid of like taking that step to going somewhere else. Because once you do that, you can't go back to the old one that you had before, right? It's not, it's not a thing you can do. So if you accidentally get something worse, then you're really stuck. So we kind of don't know what to do with that all the time.
No, internet options are awful. And because we got an internet price, but then it was in one of those introductory prices. And so over the
that's the other problem.
Over the last 3 years, it has increased at set increments to now we are paying full price for it. And I'm like, I don't really like that. And so I'm trying to find different internet providers, but literally none of them are cheaper, or they're cheaper, but the speeds are abysmal. So I'm like, well, I don't want to get a worse quality product for cheap just because it's cheaper, but also I don't like what I'm paying now. And so then they do this stupid thing where they're like, oh, you can save money on your internet by buying a $20 a month TV package.
Yeah, I don't want the TV package.
And I'm like, I don't want a TV package, then I'm not saving any money. They're like, ooh, but you're saving money on the internet. I'm like, but I'm not.
Yeah, right. Like,
I'm still spending.
No, you don't understand how this works, right?
Like, no, your internet's cheaper. And I'm like, I'm not paying for TV now. Why? I don't need. You're making my bill go up regardless.
Yeah, I never understand that, and I can't. It drives me crazy, and people fall for that stuff. Like, like that. Like, oh well, you can buy this thing you don't need, and it will make your bill less. Like. For the other thing, like, yeah, but I'm spending more because I'm buying this, right? Don't you understand how this works?
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
Like those stinking. I got in a fight with my friend one time. Not a fight, but like an argument about one of those like online like coupon things,
Mm-hmm.
And she was like buying something, and she was like, yeah, but look how much money I saved buying it. Like, you weren't going to buy that before.
Yeah.
So technically, you have lost $27. You didn't save anything because you were not going to buy that thing in the first place.
Yes.
So, like, just because it's cheaper and you bought it, it doesn't mean you're saving money. Because if you didn't buy it, you would have your money still.
Yeah.
Right? You see how it works? You see the problem that we get? You get this like, oh, but I'm saving money because it's a discount price. Like, no, you're spending money because you bought a thing that you really weren't going to buy in the first place until you saw the price was discounted. Now you feel that you've saved, but you haven't.
Yeah, no, it's totally that buying psychology of the perceived value and trying to make the most out of it. And I have never understood that at all of the, oh, but what, it's you're missing out on this. It's a missed opportunity. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's an opportunity cost. That's $20 less that I have in my pocket to spend something that I actually need versus this thing that I'm just buying because it's on sale. Like, I'm not saving any money.
Yes, it's very strange. And I get confused. And then people tell me I'm a moron. They're like, no, you idiot. I'm saving money. I'm like, okay, whatever you say, bud. Yes, you're saving money. Mm-hmm. Good job.
Whatever. Yeah. Now, if you have stuff that you are actually going to buy, so there's a difference there. If you're like, oh, well, it's kind of like this thing, like I buy toilet paper every month. Well, if I get a coupon for toilet paper, I'm not going to buy it next month. So buying it now at this price is actually a better deal, or whatever. Like I understand that mindset.
Well, yes.
But this whole like, well, I didn't come in here to buy jeans, but they're 10% off, so I'm going to buy some jeans. Look how much money I saved. You're like,
yeah, that's different than if you were planning on buying jeans anyway,
mm-hmm.
right? Or whatever you're going to buy. Like, that's different. I understand that. Because that's just like, that's just smart shopping, right? But the predatory nature of the other thing comes where it tricks you into think you're smart shopping. Right. But they got you, boom.
Right. Got me again. Our city is having a scarecrow contest, and I am very excited about this.
Whoa. That's kind of a cool idea, actually. I hadn't thought about this.
Like this.
Good thing you have fall decorations out, so you can put a scare. Oh wait.
Well, now I have reason to. I could win something.
True. What do you win?
I wonder. Let me see. Doesn't say. Well, never mind.
Surely something.
Something. I'm sure.
Recognition.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh man, they do a lot of things. They do things like that. Well, they'll have like the city's best garden, or city's best like Christmas decorations. They do that a lot, and I just see that they put out a call for artists to decorate the new community center. So that's amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. For artwork to be cited at the new community center. So come and draw something.
Wow, cool. And maybe it'll actually reflect the community, not like our big stinking silo that just has an eagle on it. Good job, generic silo. Way to go. Growl. I'm not bitter about that still. Everything's fine.
I can tell you're really over that.
Yeah, nice. Totally over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drove by it the other day. That's why. I was like, oh, it's growl. Why?
So, see, it's a reminder for you to advocate more, I think. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. They didn't ask anybody. They didn't ask me for sure. So that's the problem. Oh well. It's fine.
Man.
So I want to know I wonder what makes a good scarecrow. Like, I wonder what the judging criteria is for scarecrow. Like, originality, like how different does it look from the Wizard of Oz? Right? Like, that's what is your first guess. Like,
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, originality versus like execution of the idea, because there's the like, how well did they make a stormtrooper, or not just that they made a stormtrooper, but how well is it? I don't know. I think that
does just a stormtrooper count, or does it have to fit some sort of like fall scarecrow theme?
Is there a theme?
Yeah, that's my question. Like, what counts as a scarecrow? Because you could just put like a mannequin in your front yard, right?
No, I think you have to. I think you have to. A scarecrow is what? It's made of straw and kind of propped up. I don't know, like definitionally, when I think scarecrow,
is it though? Is that like
there's straw involved?
A universally accepted definition?
Okay? What else are you going to put in a scarecrow?
I don't know. That's why I asked you. Like, what is it? So this, if I Google define scarecrow, which, by the way, pro tip, all my Google friends out there, when you are wanting to know a word, type define before it and you get the definition right there. All this says is an object made to resemble a human figure, set up to scare birds away from a field where crops are growing.
No straw.
That is all it says. No straw, right?
No, you can't, because then it's just but okay. Let's go.
It says.
So in the spirit, okay, so there's the definition, and then there's the spirit of the term. Scarecrow has
because this picture right here I'm looking at is just a sweatsuit on a pole, right?
So it's stuffed at all.
No, it's not stuffed at all. It just has like clothing on a pole.
Really creepy.
It is a bit creepy looking, right?
I'm going to.
Yeah. So a scarecrow is according to Wikipedia, a scarecrow is a decoy or mannequin, often in the shape of a human. Humanoid scarecrows are usually dressed in old clothes and placed in fields to discourage birds from disturbing and feeding on recently cast seed and growing crops.
So I guess technically, sure, you could just throw out a mannequin and make it work, but I don't think that really captures the spirit of like fall, right?
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. That's what I want to know in the criteria. So like, how folly does it have to be? Does it like stereotypical? So scarecrows that are not winning the originality contest: jeans or overalls, flannel shirt, floppy hat. Yes.
Yeah, not original, not going to be original.
Yes, but that is like, and then stuffed with straw. Would we say or that is like a stereotypical scarecrow?
Yes, I think when most people conjure of their mind of a scarecrow, say envision a scarecrow or picture a scarecrow, that's what they would have come to mind. Now I think you can have better and worse executions of that, right? Of a very well done one and a poorly done stereotypical scarecrow. But yes, that would be a stereotypical scarecrow in my brain.
Okay, so what do you add to the scarecrow? I'm just trying to help you plan your winning decor here. What do you add to the scarecrow to make it stand out?
Well, I mean, I think then if that's stereotypical, if that's like non-original, you kind of have to go with like, I guess you're stuffing. You're basically creating a mannequin stuffed with straw, at that point. I guess to me, it's the straw that really binds this. This is what I'm learning about myself. Because you could do
scarecrow equals straw. Because it's like just a stormtrooper with just straw sticking out randomly from the armor. Does that count? Is that good enough?
In the neck. Yeah. Maybe add a floppy hat to it, so it's a farmer, a farmer one,
farmer stormtrooper,
yeah, or for us, we would probably do a scarecrow person with a scarecrow dog. So do a
you
dog.
You would put one of your T-shirts on the scarecrow to advertise in the front yard.
You know what? Look, hey, no shade. I pitched my services to a cop who pulled me over. Do you think
that's true?
I will be shamed into not putting my shirt on a scarecrow? Come at me. Oh man, Megan's gonna really be having a lot of questions when I show up at the hay bale tomorrow.
That's true. That is true. Potential tie-in: you could dress your scarecrow like a greaser.
Oh man. I don't know. I don't want cops outside my house.
No, his old denim jacket, right? Some T-shirt. Yes.
I don't know. Apparently, what I learned today is that they just look rough. They don't even have to have the denim jackets. They just wear what they have.
I mean, true.
What Ponyboy was wearing in chapter 2.
Oh yeah. But hold off on that still. Wait for just a little bit. See if we can find another member. But I'm thinking I would, while you're doing that, I would probably go like lame mode, right? And because I'm a giant nerd, I would make my scarecrow look like Scarecrow from Batman.
Right? Oh, there you go.
Just like,
okay. Yeah, an actual character.
Yeah. Again, not very original, but it'd be funnier.
It's a scarecrow of Scarecrow.
And put like
Scareception.
Yeah, put those like little red glowing eyes on there, like really, really get everybody. Oh yeah, good times.
Do the fog machine for this.
Oh, for the gas, yeah. Oh man, that would be great.
Okay, well, I am looking forward to that presentation.
Bingo. I mean, we don't have a scarecrow contest, so
time to start one.
Time to start one. That's true. I'll just do it and like not tell my neighbors. Like, hey guys, what are you doing? Oh, you didn't hear about the scarecrow contest? It's totally real, and I didn't just make it up right now.
Yeah, and judging's today. Oh man, sorry. Oh. And then you need to walk next time you're out riding your bike. Have your first place scarecrow contest T-shirt on. Be like, yeah, no, it was totally.
Oh yeah, true. Be great. Bike riding's going pretty well. Feel good about it. I'm just doing all right. I went on Sunday afternoon. No cars anywhere. Beautiful. So
didn't get yelled at.
Right? Always a bonus. No crazy hillbilly dudes yelling at me from their passing car. So that's exciting. So yeah, I feel like it's going all right. I still haven't been like, my legs are still attached to my body, so that's good.
Good. Now you've had it's been on a couple months now. Do you find yourself riding more in fixed or flip flop?
I've never done the flip flop. I've only done the fixed one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was a little nervous. I still don't know if I want to go like up a size of the rear cog for just like slight more, ease of pedaling. But like, just so far, just like on the roads, like real close to my house, it hasn't been a problem. So I have considered that as an option, as going up cog size in the back,
in the front, in the back, the one in the back, so you can really get a good track race gear ratio. And
no, I'm not going for like giant. Right, we're not anywhere near fitness level for like massive front chainring, right? Like 15 back to none of that. Like some of those track gear ratios are terrifyingly huge, right? When you look at it like that. Yeah, no.
Okay.
So I've been toying with the idea of going up a size. I don't know if I want to do that yet or not. I don't know how necessary it is. I've also been toying with the idea of different handlebar setups, right? So I've been looking around, peeking around it. Because right now it's just the riser bar, which is cool, but like not a lot of other hand position options. You got one.
Yeah.
Right? So like for kind of, moving around and stretching out a little bit, can't really do that. So I've been trying to look at different options for what to do. Like, do you go like compact drop bar, or do you go like curveball bullhorn, like pursuit bar? Yeah. Right?
Oh man. I like drops because you do have like 2 or 3 different positions for your hand that you can kind of rotate through, and you don't I don't know, I guess you can feel like whichever one you like with your back, because the bull, you're going to be stretched forward
not too much because they're not very long. Right?
No, they're not
So it's not like a tri-bar, right? Not like a
I will be laying flat.
Yeah.
My knees touch.
In other notes, tri-bar. No, just kidding. Not tri-bar.
Exactly. I'll just go take that off, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, but the down with the drops is that you get really compact and you're small, right? So you've got to. There are some, which is not. It's not comfortable to ride. I don't know. I enjoy riding in dropped, not for long stretches, but it is fun when you go down hills.
Yeah,
and when you're really like, okay, I'm gonna put the gas down for a little bit and be like,
that's true. So that's what I try. But I'm trying to think too. Like, no, so here's the quandary, right? Because on a normal road bike, you have drop bars. Yeah. But you ride most of the time, you ride on the hoods.
Yeah.
Right? No hoods on my bike.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it would just be straight up bar.
Yeah.
Because right now I have I only have a front brake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like a BMX brake lever.
Yeah.
Which I might need to upgrade that too, because they're a little bit like not the best brakes in the world. So that's the other upgrade path we're going to investigate is better braking solutions, brought to you by
does it just have the back brake or the front brake?
Just front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know some will put one on the back, but that they typically do come on just the front.
Yeah. It's basically pointless to have it on the back because like
your feet.
Yeah. You just pedal slower and it's like, stopping.
Resistant.
It's just for that like quick stop, right? But like,
when you try to get everything locked. Yeah. So in that case, you're right. The bulls would.
That's why I was thinking like a short bull because it's flat on the top and then it kind of just goes forwards and kicks up just a little bit because they're not like very long.
No.
So it sort of mimics the hood position.
Yeah,
right?
And you can actually mess with, I think, on a lot of those the angle that they are, so you can actually bring the bolt the
you could tip the bar up just a little bit, or just instead of like,
so you don't have to be totally flat out in front of you. Yeah,
and it's not there like the other, like bull bar again. Apparently, I learned that there's like 700 different shape of bullhorn bar. That's what I learned. But the basic one is the one where it's flat and then it goes straight forward. Yes. But there is also like a track bullhorn bar that like, I guess some like triathlon bikes have this, or like time trial bikes. The bull bar goes it goes out and then it goes down and then it goes forward and then it kicks up. So it's actually like sink down into, it's really weird. Like that looks not what I want currently.
No.
That looks like a very like but it's like hyper aggressive like track. That's the one that they have like on track bikes where they have like that bar. It's like the really, it like angles down, and then they have the tri-bar looking thing on the top when like the real long pursuit thing, you know?
Yeah.
No thanks. That's not the one I want.
Okay. No, that would not be very comfortable. Yeah, I think just the standard one with a little bit different angle on it, angle it up, you do really well. Plus style points.
Style points, right? Always important. Plus, the other thing is you can get a set for like not very much money, right? So, worst case scenario, take it back off again.
Exactly. Yeah. See?
So like, boom. So just try it out for a while and see if it's good or not. That's kind of what I was thinking, right? It might be kind of just fun to try something different like that.
Yeah, I think
that's not an option you get other places. So
no, it'd be worth it too. Like totally, just to try.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're looking at supply, or where you're getting.
I was just looking randomly on the internet at random places. I hadn't really narrowed down anything yet.
I always like checking out Bike Nash Bar. I don't know if you stumble across them.
Yeah, I think I looked at there for something.
They've got some pretty, they always have sales and stuff, and they have some decent brands, and they've got a lot of. I see a lot of like generic brands, and they have their own in-house Bike Nash Bar brand. It's actually pretty good. I got several like lights and things like that from them that really weren't that bad.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that I need to get eventually. Is things like that, like those little ancillary, like rear light would be super good idea, probably, right? Like
go with the rechargeable ones, not the
definitely
battery powered ones.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, no, don't do the battery powered ones. The rechargeable ones are the way to go. The technology is so good now that you'll be good.
Yeah, that's what definitely. So thinking about that, and then just later on, like I don't know what else would be on the list for like the other thing that like in the future, not like right now because it's doing okay right now, is like number one, I want like I want one of those stupid 2-bolt seat post things because like it's super annoying trying to adjust your seat whenever there's like whenever there's just the one bolt and you're like oh I got it in the right spot and then it tips down, all of a sudden you're like no.
Wait, what are you adjusting?
So when you adjust your seat, right, they do make seat posts where there's a separate bolt for the forward and backward and the angle.
Oh, right. Yes.
So like dream setup. I need one of those because it's just annoying. You're like, I need to scoot my seat back just a little bit. And then like the angle goes and it's like, oh no, dang it.
That's true. Okay. Fair. I understand.
But other than that, like pedals, right? That's the other question. Because I have toe clip action, which is not as weird as I thought it was going to be.
With the cages?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. It's very, it still feels weird because I was so used to when I was younger riding like BMX and mountain bike where the pedal is like in the arch of your foot, so that muscle memory is like deeply ingrained in my body.
Yes.
And so whenever the pedal is just so far forward on my foot, it feels weird sometimes still. Like it just feels like I'm pedaling. I'm like, nah, it's odd.
Yeah.
Like my foot wants to be farther forward, but I know that's not where it really needs to go. So
yeah, to have it right underneath the ball of your feet is where all your pressure is headed. It feels weird to keep your foot at the proper angle as you're pedaling.
Yeah.
But I will say that if you ever decide to go to clips, that is absolutely perfect because you're training your body for that.
You're already there.
I did not do the cages. I just went straight from flats to pedals, and that took me a while. Flats to clips because I was like, because especially when you're trying to just get used to putting getting into the clips, my brain was, I have to put on the arch or whatever. I got to do it further back.
Oh yeah,
further
not
back.
in the front. Yeah,
and so I would just sit there on the takeoff, just floundering for like 100 feet, being like, where is that? So, but after a while, that becomes second nature for sure.
Yes. So it's still like mechanically, my body's still sometimes like, why are you doing that? Like, what are you doing? No.
Yeah. No,
so it's weird. I didn't realize that I had that muscle memory, like that my foot wanted to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
From my mountain bike, like ages ago. But they do, like, the only thing about, like, I kind of like it because you can just wear whatever shoes and it's fine, you know. I feel like it's kind of the cages that I have are not like metal, so I don't know. It's like you kind of, they're not like super stiff, you know what I mean? So I don't know if you know, we're not talking like Power Max or anything like that nonsense, but it probably could be more efficient, you know what I'm talking about. But
yeah,
just like to hold your foot still and not like, you know what I mean? So, but right now they're fine. They're doing okay. I feel pretty good. I feel like my ankles are real stiff all the time, which is probably not good.
Oh no,
either. It feels that way. I don't know if it's actually true, but like, I feel like my ankles are too stiff when I pedal. But then I think about it, and then it starts to like, I overthink it, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, that hurts. Don't do that. Yeah. You try to like over rotate it. You're like, no, that's wrong. Don't think about it. Just kind of. That's the struggle I'm having. Like, think about pedaling. No. Feel about pedaling. Yes, this is better.
Yeah, yeah, because you will. Yeah, you just have to kind of go with what your body's telling you, and continue to play with seat position forward and back and stuff to see, especially with your toes there. That really does. You have to see like where your knees are and all that stuff. Like when you're pedaling, to make sure it's all in alignment.
Yeah.
I'll also add, as far as small upgrades that make life easier. I don't know if you have quick releases everywhere.
Nope.
But they're really nice.
Yeah. No, they're just straight up bolt on, right? Everything's bolted, seat and wheels.
The one that I will say that I would really recommend is the seat. You can actually get an aftermarket quick release for your seat, usually.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And those are pretty easy to do.
Yeah. I don't adjust the seat height too much. I think I have the height okay right now. So that's not too bad. But it's just annoying. But yes, I did the first time. I don't know if I told you this. The first time I rode it, like I put it all together and I was like, okay, I got the wheel pretty tight, right? The back wheel, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I gave like a real, I was doing something. I was going up this slight hill on the road and I gave like a real hard pedal stroke and the whole back wheel went and just.
Yes.
I was like, whoops, that was not what I wanted. Oh no. So it like, I did not have the back tightened. So now it's like, okay, now we're good. Now it's good.
Yeah, you really forget how much pressure is being put on that one little place.
Yeah, especially with a direct drive, right?
Yes.
If it just goes ring chain cog, when you stamp on it, it goes like
you get a real jolt.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's no power loss at all. So when you stamp on that thing, it's like, the wheel just buckled sideways. Like, okay, so I've done a bad. I'm going to fix this now.
Yeah. At least it wasn't worse, right? Like
it just like I just unscrewed it and like lined it back up and it's fine. It doesn't.
Sure.
So like,
well, I was saying like, or you weren't like in a situation where you were like, ooh, I need to get a little pep to get out of this or get away from this.
Oh yeah, no, I was just like on the street right in front of my house, like test driving the bike.
Okay, fair.
So, yeah, I was trying to get my chain tension right, because that's a weird thing to do. You have to deal with now.
Yeah, I've never really had to deal with that because I always had a rear derailleur.
You kind of have to just
me.
Yeah, it's weird. You got to get it in there and then like make sure it's like straight because because you're kind of doing it one handed. You're like yanking the wheel towards you because the dropouts are horizontal, so you have to like put your hand between the seat post thing, right? That vertical seat post and the wheel, and just kind of like pull it towards you. Right, so you're kind of like sitting on the ground, like with the bike right in front of you. You just kind of wedge your hand between there and then kind of line it up and sort of tighten the bolts on each side until it sits there, and then kind of make your final adjustments and then
tighten it,
crank the heck out of it so it's tight on there. Yeah. So it was it was really kind of a odd, like, okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Wiggle it around and do all that. So it's very quirky and like there's weird things that you have to do.
Sounds like it.
But after it's in there, you don't have to mess with it like ever again. So it's fine.
Ta-da.
Boom. Which again was the whole point of like low maintenance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Low everything to try to get back into biking for exercise.
Yeah.
And I will say that like it is very good exercise if you're just like, yeah, I just want to sort of like just straight up like fitness riding and like short riding with like one gear. After like 25 minutes, your legs are like, all right, we're good.
Next, please.
Well, already, like, not to like toot my horn a little bit, but already I had noticed myself being able to ride a little bit longer, right? Another lap or so without my quads going, what? What are you doing? I'm dying.
Yeah, I'm dying. I'm dying.
So, like, yes.
Cool.
So, this has been kind of fun. Riding around. Yeah. It's just fun to go ride around just a little bit and then, don't go very far. Because, again, it's kind of like I'm at a weird spot where there's like not a lot of road choices.
You're kind of you're kind of cordoned off from.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck over here. So like, yeah, I'm kind of stuck in this weird spot where I don't have lots of road choice to go through. Mm-hmm. I kind of like, not really feeling the highway. I'm really not feeling that. So it's kind of weird to try to figure out like where
to put miles in when you're kind of landlocked almost.
Yeah, how can I get some riding in today? Where can I actually go?
Oh man, I see you're going to get some rollers. Going to get set up with a Zwift account and account and get in your.
I don't feel like a Zwift account is appropriate for a fixed gear.
I don't know. I'm really seeing this, or maybe just some rollers. Get it set up in your garage.
That's true. I mean, in the wintertime, that might be
fan blowing on you. You'll be set.
I mean, it's like wintry. Yeah, that could be it. But that's the other appealing thing about the fixed gear. There's no parts to get really dirty in the winter. If it's like gross outside, go ride for a little bit, oil the chain.
Yeah,
done.
Got it.
So I have to see where I can get as I become more confident on the road, right? Mm-hmm. Like, 'cause that's the other thing too, without riding for so long, is that like road confidence is kind of like, I don't know what, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
So that's the other problem. That's like, not problem, but just like thing to kind of overcome, like what, just like your own comfort level of being out and about with traffic. And, this is Southwest Missouri. So like giant trucks and livestock trailers and the occasional tractor, you know what I mean? Like you get,
oh yeah. Like, no, 100% where yeah, you have to like. I think just a very easy one is something like road position. How far out are you? Do you feel comfortable riding away from the gutter? Right,
Yeah.
and that's something that I like. By the time I was leaving Arlington, like I was basically just like, I'm in the lane. I am a vehicle on the road. You will move around me. Blah. And new people were like, I am in the gutter. Don't hurt me. Pretend I'm not on the road.
Yeah. But I mean, even this side road over here, like that gutter is so abrupt and it's like it's angled so sharply towards the side of the road that's just not a super safe place to be riding.
No.
You know? Because like one little thing and your bike's going like
well, and my thing was always I was like I don't want to. I want to be where the road is clean. And,
no glass bottles.
No
preferably.
glass bottles because everything gets shoved over into the gutter. I can't be riding there. That's dangerous for me to be put in that situation. And so, yeah, you've got to. That's where you got to figure that out. Do you ever cross the highway there?
I don't cross the highway. I cross this like road here.
I gotcha.
Like I haven't gone across the highway yet. I could. There's several places where it would be like very feasible. There's lights and everything.
Yeah.
But like I could do that. But like again, like right across, it's like very industrial over there. So
I will say
lots of like semi-truck traffic at certain times of the day.
Yeah.
Probably not the place to go.
Yeah, you'd have to figure out. I have found that I enjoyed riding through industrial places as long as they weren't like as long as it wasn't basically like bumper to bumper semi traffic. Yeah, if it's heavy traffic, those aren't fun. But usually they're not too bad. But you know that one better than I do. So
yeah, there's just like it goes over there, and then like there is like technically like it's not really that. You have to go through some stuff in town, or there's a side if you can get down this farm road a little bit. There's a road that cuts across, and you'll end up in the city park. Right.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a little trek there. So I don't know how feasible it is to do that, but that's another place that I could go. Right.
Yeah.
That little side back road, because one of those side back roads is like no traffic on it. So
do that.
Yeah, maybe getting to that road, you have to go
a ways.
Well, there's just a section of like pretty heavily trafficked road to get there.
I see.
So like it's like time of day thing.
Sure.
You know, because like sometimes I want to ride like just when I get home for a little bit, but it's like almost 5 o'clock, so it's like take it easy. You know.
Yeah, like, not going right now.
Yeah, you know. But other days like Sunday when it was like 2:30 and there was nobody out anywhere, that would have been fine probably, you know.
Yeah.
But so it's just slowly building up the like a combination of fitness and confidence, right? Of like how far afield can I go? Just going around. So yeah, right now, just over there is fine. Kind of.
I like it.
Down by the weird farm warehouse thing and whatever they're doing over there. Suspicious unlabeled warehouse. It's fine, I'm sure.
Don't. Okay. I will say, I had a weird twinge of I don't know how to describe this. I was trying to describe this with Megan the other day. 5 houses down from us, we had a massive meth bust. Which
hooray!
Really makes me feel happy about this.
Yeah.
A guy 31 and his buddy 33 were renting this house and whatever. And it's been the other nice part is that the house has been condemned and they had like 30 days or whatever to bring it back into compliance. And I was like, yeah, right. Let's be very real about this. That's not happening. like nobody believes that. And it's been like the only thing that people have been talking about, and it's it's really gotten to me of just how done and over I am with that kind of news coverage and talk among people of the city. I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's a big thing. I'm happy they busted it. Move on. There are so many other amazing things, so many positive things going on.
Scarecrows.
Like scarecrow competitions
that
we could be focused on that would really be a lot more beneficial to everybody's like mental health and emotional health and view of the city than talking about that thing. Like it just really, really gutted me to start thinking about that. Like, yeah, that's why everybody thinks certain things about the city is because that's all people talk about, not everything else going on. And I'm not saying they're not important and we shouldn't talk about them, but I am saying that when we focus on them and we consume ourselves with the intricate details of the story, like all I care about is that they got those guys off the street and they're no longer producing or distributing. I'm happy. Move on. I will forget about it because that's the happy part. I don't need to focus on the history of them or what got them to that point. Like it's over. Move on. But that's all people want to talk about. And it really, I don't know. I just kind of this moment of like, can we stop? Can we just stop talking about that, please? I don't know if I'm overreacting in the opposite direction.
No, it makes sense. I get that too sometimes because it's like there's a point where people just like keep talking about the same thing like that same like negative thing, and you're just like, yeah, I know. What else you got, right? Like it's just like you're just rehashing the same thing over and over and over again, right? Now I realize longtime listeners of the show are going to be like, Brandon, you do that all the time. Yes, it's true.
But do I have some sound clips for you?
Yeah, right. Boy, let's just get a highlight reel going here of all the times I've repeated myself. But it's fine, right? It's trying to be, that's different. Totally fine. I'm not part of the problem. It's okay.
No.
But it's like, it's just like, here's this. Did you guys hear about that? Like, yeah. Sure did. Sure. And then people want to like engage you in conversation, and I just kind of go, no, like I, like or you just kind of sit there and you start being like, yep.
Anyway,
and they don't pick up on it, and you're just like, that's always the most awkward part for me is people don't understand my social cues of I am totally not interested in this conversation, and they take my silence for I'm just going to keep talking at you. I'm like, no. Right. I'm trying to ignore you politely. What don't you get about this situation?
Yeah. I'm trying to help us move forward and you are not. Yeah, I just like, I don't know. I'm going because the city's really concerned with like its public image, and they're trying to do this big rebrand that I've talked about before, and that's still in the process. And it's kind of like people are like, why do people think that all we have is a meth problem? And it's like, well, I don't know. All you ever talk about is your meth problem and not about anything else, not about anything else the city's doing or stands for or trying to change or any of the other initiatives or cool programs that you got. Like, I don't see that on the news anywhere. This is always front page headline. Like, change the narrative. I don't know. Like, whatever.
Yeah. You have the power here. Right? Like, that's the thing, right? Like,
I know. And it just, part of it too is, we have clients who know where we live and they ask us, they're like, oh, were you right down? I'm like, yeah, yes, that's our neighborhood. That was in our neighborhood. That doesn't define our neighborhood. So don't do that. Because that's what I worry about too.
Oh yeah, true.
Thinking like, oh, that's where you live. I'm like, first off, it's everywhere. Second off, that's not what our neighborhood is. So don't even put that on us. It just, I guess I got a little offended by it. I guess now that I think about it, like it really was more like that's not what this neighborhood is or who my neighbors are. And that's what they're being kind of lumped in with one another as.
Yeah. And that's, choosing to define things by like the most negative is now I am definitely guilty of doing this on certain scales. I will not lie. it's the easy thing to do though, right? Just be like, oh yeah, you live by that meth house, like yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
like, come on, again. Defining things by the lowest common denominator are easy, and so we do fall into that trap of it's just the easy thing to do. You have to search harder for more positive things sometimes, or like other things, and so it's hard to do that, especially with something like that where it's like there's all these other like societal connotations and all these other like things that are going into things like drug busts. So there's whole kinds of different viewpoints of some people are very like, I don't know, they have an air of betterment, like, oh, can you believe that lowbrow person? Aha. You know what I mean? Like, there's that. There's the whole, like, all this other stuff. It's just, it's a whole.
It's not, and I'm not over here being precious about my image or anything, but I just, I'm not. No, but I'm not over being precious about, not trying to be precious over here about my image. I just believe that there are better ways to go about making changes than focusing only on the problem or only on the negative. And I feel like some people get into that mindset of going like, if we lose sight of what the problem is, we'll never change it. So we've always got to talk about the problem. And it's like, no, you recognize it and then you make change and you keep moving and you celebrate your successes. That's how you that's how you make the change. I don't know. I'm just me, so whatever.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I feel that way too. Like, with lots of stuff, like, job stuff, like world stuff, like little stuff, like it doesn't matter. Like a lot of people just focus on like, oh, well, you did this wrong. Like, okay, yeah, but like, or this is the one bad thing and we got to focus on this bad thing only. And it does sort of bring you down because like, but look at all these other good things that we have. See the good things, look at the cool stuff, remember the nice stuff, right? So like,
yeah. No, I think it's hit especially hard because while those news stories were going around, I got a chance to go and sit with and do a short interview with the director of a program called Retrieving Freedom. They are a service dog training and matching company that nice. I don't want to say company because it sounds anyway. They're a nonprofit service for service dogs that work specifically with children with autism, so autistic kids, and vets with disabilities, and they train dogs. And I sat in their new facility that opened in 2019 that I never heard about and talked with their program that has been around since 2011 that I've never heard about. And this is their national headquarters that I've never known about.
Wow.
And
all right. There you go. Surprise.
Talked with their director for like an hour and 15 minutes and got to tour the facility. And so I'll just start with this thing. The average cost, so they match their dogs when they get to 2 years old. That's the end of their program. As they get 2 years old, they get matched with an owner. The cost of that dog, if you were to pluck it out and try and sell it, the average cost is between $35,000 and $50,000. Is the cost that's taken to raise that animal over the last 2 years, and all the training, housing, vet, all that stuff. Their recipients get it totally free, and they go through an extensive matching program, and they like have on-site housing, and they fly people in from all over the country to live at this place, and it's set like kind of like a dormitory style. So they've got a common living area, but there's a bunch of living rooms, so whole families can come and stay, and so they can go through the program at the end, and they can be matched with different dogs, like quote unquote take them home and live with the dog and make sure it's going to be a good fit. And like they've got a desensitization room for the kids, who get really overstimulated. It's got special lights and stimming toys and all this stuff for them. And like I'm blown away by all these things and how they go about their program. And I'm just, completely jaw on the floor talking with Kyle. And then I go back, drive back into town, and the news, people are all talking about this stuff and whatever. I'm like, but like 10 minutes north, you can go. It's there. They're doing this cool stuff. But why aren't we talking about that?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like, that throws into sharp relief of like, look, you're now choosing to focus on this,
Yeah. So
the part of my brain that is like really jaded and grumpy and like just angry at the world knows that they do that because that is the news story that gets coverage and makes money for the news station. That's really all it is, right? The part of my brain that says, nothing matters except for money and everything is based on that. And that's the whole reason anything happens. That part of me that's like very just like, knows. And that makes me even more angry. Like, you're choosing this. You could be doing good in the world and you choose this. Why are you?
Yeah, it's so different. Like, there's a lot of... it's a choice, I think. Yeah, exactly. Of like, for whatever reason, as you said, it gets clicks, it drives traffic, it keeps conversations going, gets people engaged and glued to the screen, TV or otherwise. And you're going, I really don't like what that says about a lot of society.
Yeah, right. It's bad. It's very disheartening when you...
that in order to get views, I have to talk about only negative, and then I literally can't bring out a feel good puppy story, and like I can't do that. So we're trying to, that's part of something we're trying to do, but that was just really
sounds like we're gonna have to in the future schedule Gooder News Part 3 for the Oh Brother podcast, right? Coming soon, ladies and gentlemen, at an undetermined time.
Yes, it's going on the notes.
It's going in the notes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Well, you have you have a good rest of your night.
You too.
We'll do this again next week.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.